Hi friends, welcome to Faith and Fitness with Cate. In this video, I am filming a collective Christian book haul. Oh my goodness. I have, 20 books to show with you guys today. I need to sort this out. I hope that this video will encourage you guys to read good books. You guys know that I enjoy sharing good resources here on my channel. I've done book hauls before, so I will link them down in the description box below if you are interested in checking those videos out. So yes, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Without further ado, let's jump right into this haul. Okay, the first book I have here is called Plugged In, and this is by Daniel Strange, connecting your faith with what you watch, read, and play. I heard good reviews about this, so I'm really excited to read this. I think this will be similar to Tony Ranke's 12 Ways Your Phone is Changing You, so I'm really excited to read this. Next is a book by Sophie Dewitt. I hope I'm pronouncing her last name right. But yeah, so this book is called Compared to Her, How to Experience True Contentment. This is a slim book, so I'm really excited to read this one. I heard good reviews about this, so I think this one is going to be a good, insightful book about comparison and true contentment in Christ. The next two books are about identity. This one is called Identity Theft, Reclaiming the Truth of Who We Are in Christ. And this is edited by Melissa Kruger with Trillia Newbell, Hannah Anderson, Jen Wilkin, and more. So this book is written by more than one author. So yeah, I like the cover of this book. Real excited to read this. The next one is called An Identity to Die For, Know Who You Are by Paul Mullard. Next is called Unexceptional, and this is a book on ordinary women doing extraordinary things through God by Sharon Dickens. Sharon Dickens works for 20 Schemes, and she is the women's director. I met her at a conference and she is lovely, she's funny, and I heard good reviews about this book, so excited to read it. Next book is called Training, How Do I Grow as a Christian by Isaac Adams. I think that as Christians, no matter how long we've been walking with Christ, there is always room for growth. I'm all about growing in faith, and so really excited to read this. It's a short, slim book as well, so looking forward to reading that. Next is called God's Will, Finding Guidance for Everyday Decisions by J.I. Packer. I read J.I. Packer's Rediscovering Holiness recently, and I just really appreciate him as a theologian, as a writer, and yeah, I just appreciate J.I. Packer as an individual, as a theologian, and I love him. Next is a book by Timothy Keller called Counterfeit Gods, When the Empty Promises of Love, Money, and Power Let You Down. I really enjoy Timothy Keller as a Bible teacher. I enjoy listening to his sermons. I've read some of his books as well, so I'm excited to read this book. I've heard really good reviews about this book, so I know that I'm going to enjoy this one. Excited to read it. Next is a short, slim book by Tim Chester. This is called Do Miracles Happen Today? And Other Questions About Signs, Wonders, and Mighty Works. Next book is a book on evangelism. This is called Tactics by Gregory Kalki, a game plan for discussing your Christian conviction. I heard Frank Turek interviewing Greg Kalki, and Frank Turek said that this is one of the best books on evangelism out there, and that's why I got it. And one of you guys actually recommended this book to me, and yes, I think this is gonna be a good evangelism book. Excited to read this one. Next is a book by Martin Lloyd Jones, Spiritual Depression, Its Causes and Cures. I heard really good things about this book, so I'm really excited to read this. I always say I'm really excited. It is true. I'm just always excited about books. Next three books are books on apologetics. The first one is called The Magnificent Obsession, Why Jesus is Great by David Robertson. David Robertson, he's a great author, he's a passionate writer. I read his book called The Dawkins Letters, and that one was really good. And his sister goes to my church, and she said that this is one of his best books, so I'm really excited to read this one. Next is a book by Andy Bannister called The Atheist Who Didn't Exist. I met Andy Bannister in person. He's really funny, he's a gifted speaker, and he's just a great overall apologist individual, and he's just amazing. Next is called Can Science Explain Everything by John Lennox. If you have any scientist friends or friends who are interested in science and who would argue that Christians are not intellectual people because they believe in God and science conflicts with religion, I really recommend this book because John Lennox is really good at explaining that there's nothing wrong with being a theist or a Christian and still believe in science and still be a scientist. The next two books are books on spiritual disciplines. This is called The Spirit of the Disciplines, Understanding How God Changes Lives by Dallas Willard. I got this book on Amazon. I've read some of the chapters of this book already, and man, it is such a good book. The next one is called Christian Spiritual Formation, an integrated approach for personal and relational wholeness by Diane J. Chandler. If you are a serious student of spiritual formation and Christian formation, just spiritual disciplines, I really recommend this book. Lots of information in there. Next is called You Are What You Love, The Spiritual Power of Habit by James K.A. Smith. I've heard that book on Audible and I thought that it was really good, and that's why I got a hard copy because I really enjoyed it. Next is called On the Road with St. Augustine, A Real World Spirituality for Restless Hearts by James K.A. Smith again. The next two books, the last two books, are devotionals by Charles Swindoll. This is called Living the Psalms, Encouragement for the Daily Grind, and this is called Living the Proverbs, Insight for the Daily Grind. And that is everything that I have to show you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have read any of these books, let me know down in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any video suggestions you would like to see in the future, comment them down below. Grace and peace be with you, and see you in my next video. But for now, much love and God bless. Bye.